The Nizam, the world's richest man and ruler of 16 million people, has been given a breathing space.
The origins go right back to partition. Hyderabad was governed as a princely state. It was ruled by the Nizam. He, I think, was the richest man in the world at the time. He wanted to remain independent, but by September 1948, I think India had lost patience, and what's called Operation Polo took place, and effectively India took over Hyderabad. During the course of the military engagement, the Minister of Finance of Hyderabad transferred £1 million held in a London bank account into the name of the then Pakistan High Commissioner, a man called Rahmatullah. Rahmatullah doesn't do anything with the money, and fairly soon after the invasion is over, the Nizam finds out about the transfer and says, actually, I'd like my money back. And Rahmatullah says, no, you can't, it now belongs to Pakistan, in essence. And after sort of some years of toing and froing, the Nizam actually starts proceedings in London in 1954. They last for about 3 years. They go all the way up to the House of Lords, which was then the highest court in the United Kingdom. And the House of Lords said, you can't sue Pakistan. It's a sovereign nation. No sovereign nation can be sued. And the money has stayed in the bank here in London for the last 60 odd years. It's now about £35 million. The seventh Nizam's unchallenged evidence, he gave evidence on oath, was that he did not know that that transfer had taken place.
What kind of arguments have you presented in court, and what kind of arguments has Pakistan's lawyer presented in court?
Pakistan has run an argument that the £1 million was in fact a payment for arms that were being flown from Pakistan into Hyderabad in sort of 47, 48. The main argument for, on behalf of the Nizam, is that these monies were clearly never intended to be gifted to Pakistan. They were clearly not a payment for arms. They were there, it was a transfer for safekeeping, and once everything had settled down in Hyderabad following India's invasion, then the money should have been handed back to the Nizam.
What is the family hoping from the judgment?
The hope, very obviously, is that the judge will recognise that this money did belong to the seventh Nizam, and therefore should go to those who claim through the seventh Nizam. And we hope, hopefully, that will be the end of what has been an extraordinarily long legal saga by anybody's measure.